Welcome back to the CryptoFather channel. Today is the 12th of September, and in today's video I'll be providing you with a short update of what I've managed to gather just recently on Trade Ogre, because I know that people are anxiously awaiting, including myself, some news, and there isn't much to be had, quite honestly, but I'll provide you with the summary that I've gathered so far just as a quick update. But before I do that, let's jump into markets as we always do and have a quick look at the markets and then charts before moving on to Trade Ogre. So the market is presently sitting at $4 trillion, $148 billion in trading volume, Bitcoin at $114. Ethereum seems to be making a comeback at $4,400. Solana 226, Cardano 88 cents, very nice, almost 10% pump on the 7 days, bit of a retracement on the 24 hours. Litecoin at $115, Toncoin is creeping up slowly. Polkadot 424, and Meowcoin is somewhere, Monero 270, and Meowcoin is somewhere in the background. On the charts, Bitcoin has closed the candle above the resistance levels, so that's a good sign. So we could potentially see Bitcoin pump all the way to $117,000 before finding another resistance once again and before breaking above that. But so we did close the daily candle above the $112,000 resistance, turned support right now, and open another candle on the day for that. And so we've got another 2.5 hours to go before this candle is complete and another one opens up, and I'm assuming that it's going to stay there, and we're going to see Bitcoin pump above that level towards $117,000. A quick reminder before I continue to please smash the likes on this video, subscribe to the channel, and do consider picking up a copy of Crypto and Millennials, because it does help support the channel. And of course, it provides you with a fantastic read of 188 pages of all crypto related stuff. I go into details on how to manage your crypto, how to start crypto, your crypto journey, how to find work in cryptocurrency, in the cryptocurrency world, how to make money with crypto, and all that good stuff. So pick that up. If nothing else, it'll give you some ideas on what potential venues you could find in order to make some money in cryptocurrencies other than trading. So I've talked before about the fact that there is a case which was a lawsuit which was launched in March of 2025, or filed in March of 2025, regarding the theft the theft of $40 million worth of Bitcoin. And this is the lawsuit regarding to Mandar Mirage, the plaintiff, versus John Doe, which represents a bunch of exchanges, including Trade Ogre. And within this case, Trade Ogre, including other exchanges, have been named as relief defendants due to the fact that approximately, as it states in the case file here on casemine.com, approximately 354.4 of plaintiff's Bitcoin was deposited in accounts held by the following cryptocurrency companies: Fixed, Float, Kraken, Change Now, EXCH, and Trade Ogre, and unknown John Doe exchanges, together referred to as relief defendants. Now, it's important to point out the meaning of relief defendants, and if you're not familiar with the legal mumbo jumbo, a relief defendant is a third party in a civil lawsuit who is not accused of wrongdoing, but is holding funds or assets that originated from illegal activities and to which they have no legitimate claim. The purpose of naming a relief defendant is to allow a court to obtain these funds or assets and return them to the victims of the fraud or wrongdoing. They are often added to prevent the ill-gotten gains from being dissipated before they can be recovered by the plaintiff or a receiver. The key characteristics of a relief defendant, I think this is kind of important: no alleged wrongdoing. They are not accused of committing the illegal acts themselves. Possession of illegal funds. They possess assets or funds that are traceable to the primary wrongdoer defendant. No legitimate claim. They do not have a valid ownership, interest, or legal claim to the funds they hold. This is basically the description or the meaning behind a relief defendant, and I had to look it up myself because I wasn't familiar with that. So, but why are they named in the lawsuit? So obviously to facilitate recovery, to prevent asset dissipation, unjust enrichment, and all that stuff. In addition to all of that, the court has ordered a temporary restraining order, which according to this, generally freezing plaintiff's stolen Bitcoin. And looking at another definition, the reason for the restraining order, one of the reasons is enrichment based off the funds that have been stolen, so to speak. As a general, courts may not freeze a defendant's assets as part of a TRO, temporary restraining order or preliminary injunction, in a case where only money damages are sought. However, plaintiffs seek the equitable remedy of a constructive trust over the stolen Bitcoin. There is an exception to the general ban on prejudgment asset restraints where the equitable remedy is sought. One of the reasons for the restraining order is the element of unjust enrichment. And so the elements of unjust enrichments are: the defendant received a benefit. The retention of that benefit without payment would be unjust. The plaintiff unexpected remuneration, and the failure to give remuneration unjustly enriched the defendant. This basically is the reason for why TradeOgre would have to shut down all of its operations, because the Bitcoin held in these wallets, if it were to be traded, it would provide TradeOgre with liquidity, which TradeOgre would receive obviously fees from when people were trading through that wallet. And so that is what is meant by unjust enrichment. Basically, TradeOgre would be making money based off of somebody else's Bitcoin, which was deposited into TradeOgre's wallets without the plaintiff's acknowledgement, without the plaintiff's permission to do so. And this is the reason why TradeOgre and all the other exchanges would have been requested to freeze assets. And I do remember seeing somewhere that specific line. I can't find it right now. But so if you go to dockets.justia.com, you can find the ongoing cases. Basically right now, the last thing I saw was posted on August 29, 2025, and that was the order. A telephone conference is set for September 3rd before the magistrate judge Lida D. And so on September 3rd, there was another update. Minute entry of proceedings held before Magistrate Judge Lida D. Right has taken place. So this is an ongoing case, and it's going to take a long time. It might take weeks or even months for this to be settled. And for that duration of that time, I guess TradeOgre will be unavailable. I'm not really sure why they can't share that information. Maybe they were ordered not to talk about the case. That could be it. It could be partially that they're not allowed to talk about the case. But I mean, it would not hold them back from saying we're involved in a trial and, you know, litigations, whatever. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure why there is complete radio silence on part of TradeOgre. Half the time it feels like it was just one guy running the show, and right now he just has bigger problems on his head than worrying about, you know, communicating with people on X. And quite possibly, I would imagine he's smart enough to understand that people will start digging, and you know, this information is out there and everybody knows what's going on. So that's my explanation. I tried following some of the wallets that were claimed to belong to the hacker, and quite honestly, I didn't find anything. So there's one address right here that was listed as belonging to the hacker, but that wallet holds zero crypto in it. The other wallet that was also listed is this one, and that was the Bitcoin address, but this one also has Bupkis in it. It's 0.1 Bitcoin that is left in this wallet. And the other wallets that I found that have been listed on Reddit as the wallets belonging to the hacker allegedly lead no results. So there's no results for these wallets. I'm not sure if these wallets are wrong or what the case with this is, but they don't give up anything on blockchair.com, a Bitcoin block tracker or wallet tracker. If you would like to track the dockets, you can do so by docket.justia.com. This is a pretty good looking docket. It's easy to follow. It's Mirashi versus John Doe. It gives you the details. Case number filed on March 11, 2025. U.S. District Court for the District of New Jersey. Newark office, presiding judge, referring judge, and all other details. And it seems to be up to date. And then there's also Pace Monitor, which also has some information on it, but obviously it's got a paywall, so it's not possible to access any of the actual files. If I ever try to enter it, it's, you know, sends me right here, gives me this for a second, and then I have to pay. So that's not happening. So unfortunately, I'm not getting any more of that. If you do have access to these files and are willing to share, and so I could share with the wider audience, that would be great. Drop me a message either on X or on YouTube here, and that would be fantastic. But so this is it. That's all the news we've got for TradeOgre right now. So the legal case is ongoing, as you can see, the docket. So this is something that's going to take some time, and for the time being, I guess, until this is resolved, TradeOgre will remain offline. So we could be months and days, months, who knows how long. But my suggestion is, if you do have any pictures, any screenshots of your stash that you were holding on TradeOgre, obviously I don't think I have to tell you that you need to retain these and you need to keep those just in case if you know, shit hits the fan and we are unable to get our funds, if TradeOgre does not come back online, things like that will be counted as evidence that you could use in order to retrieve your funds. If you did have a massive amount of crypto stashed on TradeOgre, then I would strongly suggest you consult with an attorney in some form. And I mean, like, if it's a large amount, like if you're looking at 100,000, it might be, if you had for some reason you had $100,000 sitting on TradeOgre, I would strongly suggest you talk with a lawyer and find out what your options are in this regard. If you have, you know, 50,000, I guess maybe that's still doable. You have to judge for yourself what the legal fees involved in that kind of thing are and whether it's worth for you. I mean, if you have $5,000 sitting on TradeOgre, I think, you know, might not be worth it. These are precautions you can take, but definitely if you do have any screenshots, if you do have any evidence of having had cryptocurrency sitting on TradeOgre, retain that, make sure that's in a vault somewhere, keep it for future, because it might come in handy in case, you know, I don't know, the TradeOgre gets liquidated and they are ordered to release the funds to the public, and you will be required to submit evidence of ever having had any crypto on that exchange. Hope this clears some air. I know that people are anxious. People were leaving me comments below my videos asking if there are any updates. Well, there it is. There is a small update. It's nothing much, but it's a bit of, I guess, certainty that the case is still ongoing, which explains why TradeOgre is still offline, because basically it has been ordered, or the exchange has been ordered to freeze funds based on the things that I mentioned in today's video. So we just need to sit tight and watch the case unfold and hope for the best, I guess. In the meantime, do smash up the likes, subscribe to the channel, pick up a Descent wallet. Discount codes are below the video. Store your crypto on exchanges. Don't store your crypto on exchanges. Use small amounts for trading. If you have large amounts of crypto that you're holding for long term, don't keep it on exchanges. It makes no sense. Buy a biometric wallet from Descent, or if you have any other hardware wallets, store it there. And sleep better at night. Also, do remember to pick up a copy of Crypto and Millennials. All the links are below the video. Have a fantastic Friday. This is the video completing the week. I will see you next time. Peace.